good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on Morning Footy. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
So good to see you, and it's so good to see you back in pre-season as well. We know that you come in stateside as well with the team to complete your pre-season. How is it going though? How are you feeling, and how's training been this morning?
Yeah, feeling good. Training was a little bit longer today because we had an off day yesterday, so back at it today. But yeah, everything's going really well. We're excited to come over, obviously, and spend 10 days in the States and along the East Coast, and excited to bring the Premier League to the US.
Tim, a manager you know very well during your time at Fulham, Marco Silva. Talk to us. What's it like to play for the Portuguese manager?
It's intense, but it's fun. He preaches to having a smile on our face but working hard at the same time. So the demands are very high, but the enjoyment is also high. And when he can match those things up, it puts us in a really good place to train and play games. And it's just been, overall a really enjoyable 2 years. The team's done ever so well over the course of those 2 years.
Hey Tim, now Full America is gonna be Full America. You guys are coming stateside. What's the banter in the dressing room like, especially for the Americans?
No, I mean, we're just excited. This is my 9th year here, and we haven't taken a trip to the US. I've been begging, every single preseason to make a trip, and finally, obviously, it's happening. But most of it is guys just asking questions about where we're going, where we're staying, the areas that we're going to be in, and what the fans are like, and what the atmospheres are going to be like. So, like I said, we're excited to come over, and it's nice to have going somewhere different for a lot of these guys. For me, I've played all along the East Coast, so I know what to expect.
When they ask, what do you tell them, and what are they asking most? Are they asking what food should we try? Where should we go? What is your top tip? What do you want them to do or see or try when they come here to the States?
Most of them are asking how far New York is from where we're at. And then the next question is about Orlando and Disney and all of that. So no, listen, my one piece of advice is it's going to be hot, so pack the sunscreen. It's going to be warm, but yeah, I think guys are just excited to experience something different, to bring some Premier League games to the US. I know they're preseason matches, but they're towards the middle to end of preseason, and going to be some really competitive games that we're all looking forward to.
Tim, I got a question for you now that we're on this topic of England and America. I was over in the UK and I saw an interview post-game that you did. I believe it was with Sky in Flash right after the game. You had a good performance against Manchester City, I believe it was, that you spoke. And it was so awesome to hear your American accent on a show where everybody's accent was English, and it really made me feel proud for our country, because I think there's this bias when people hear us talk about football in our American accent, and immediately it's like, oh, they don't know ball. How have you experienced that being an American in England, someone who I know knows ball, and has to kind of, play with that little chip on their shoulder because he's American?
I'd say it was more prevalent when I first moved over. It's not so much now. I think once you spend the better part of 12 years over here as an American, you start to gain a lot more respect. And for me, it's being around all these guys and different managers and everyone who brings a little bit something different to the table, and picking up the language, but also bringing your own kind of language and accent. To me, I don't have an accent. To them, I do have an accent. But yeah, it's just fitting in, right? It's proving yourself on the training ground and in matches and in games. And at the end of the day, we're all playing the same game. So for me, it's something of maybe carrying the torch, and being that old guy who's been here a long time and can mix it up with with everyone who speaks about the game. But yeah, I don't really look at it that way anymore. I used to when I was a little bit younger, when I first moved over, and now it's just I'm so part of the league and the game over here that it doesn't even register with me anymore.
Speaking of someone that perhaps has a really interesting perspective on the English and American, is your teammate not only for Fulham but also for the US men's national team in Anthony Robinson. He's just signed a long contract extension with the club. What is he like as a teammate, both with your club domestically and internationally? And what have you made of really the progress that he's made over the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's been impressive. You know, he first came in and he was, I would say he was a little bit raw, and you know, over the last couple of years, he's just gotten better and better in terms of his understanding, his tactically understanding, his technical ability. You know, there's always things that we can work on and improve upon, and he's doing that every single day, which is, you know, is fantastic to see, and to see him rewarded with a you know, a really good contract, a long contract, you know, and somewhere where he's happy to be. It's great. We spend a lot of time together, obviously traveling with the US and being in the same changing room with playing next to each other here at Fulham. So to see him kind of grow up in front of my eyes and watch him improve every single day is, you know, has been a joy to watch.
Tim, we can't talk about the U.S. men's national team without talking about recent rehiring of coach Gregg Bergalter, someone you know from the recent World Cup. What are your thoughts on just the appointment itself, and what have you heard from teammates in and around the locker room?
I mean, for us as players, it was, you either bring him back and you know, we work under him, or you bring somebody new in and you work under them. To me, it's not gonna make a difference. I'm gonna continue to do what I'm, you know, I know I can do, what I'm capable of doing, and what I'm asked to do. It's at the end of the day, it's not really down to us. It's not really our decision. You know, I think the performances and you know, the wins, loss, draws record. I mean, it is what it is, and we're gonna continue to work, and you know, hopefully I'm still a part of it. Hopefully I can still lead the group and the young guys, and be a part of the next cycle in a big way. But you know, I think guys are you know, they've accepted what is the situation, and you know, we go from there. We're not gonna dwell on it. We're not gonna worry about it. We're not gonna sit there and dissect it. We're gonna go and work and you know, get results and performances.
Tim, by the way, you're becoming a regular on the show. I believe this is now twice that we have you. The guy to beat is Brandon Vasquez. I think Brandon Vasquez has been on the show 3, maybe 4 times, because every time we interview him, he scores in the next game. So that's the guy to beat. Last time we spoke to you, it was pre-Nations League. And now, having seen the guys do so well in Nations League, what did you think of that?
Yeah, I think it was obviously important to listen. I was in the camp, the pre-camp, before the matches, and the conversation was not defending the title, but going out and winning another one. And I, watching the 2 games, you had that feeling, right? You had that feeling that guys were going out and going to win matches, not be on the back foot and try to defend a trophy. It was, let's go out and win it, you know, and win it convincing. And you know, to do what they did, again, now the U.S. we've won two Nations League back to back, the inaugural and the second. I think it sent a message, and I think it's important to continue to send a message in Concacaf and in the region that you know, we're the team to beat, and the U.S. is the team to beat. So hopefully that continues on. But yeah, super proud of the guys to go out and with a little bit of adversity, with guys missing the final, and still be able to get the win and you know, come away with the trophy.
Now, I want to talk to you about something that you live day in and day out, season in and season out. Promotion, relegation. It's kind of the boogeyman in the room in the United States, but no longer, yeah, Nico, I said boogeyman, but no longer in the USL. What are your thoughts on the potential impact of Pro-Well in the US, and especially a league like USL?
Yeah, I actually had this question the other day, and I think it's great. You know, I think you have to start somewhere. I'm for promotion relegation. I've lived it over here for 12 years, like I said, and it brings out the best and brings out the worst in people, and you know, it helps you understand who can who can bounce back, who can thrive, who's going to sink or swim. And for it to be taking place, in USL to kind of have almost like I wouldn't say an experiment, but to have it start somewhere, I think it's gonna be important. You start a little bit lower and see how it works out, and see the way clubs handle it, see how players handle it, and you go from there. So I think it's an exciting time. It's could potentially be a game changer. Throughout the landscape of the game in the U.S. And we'll see who follows suit and who doesn't.
There's nothing like watching your team get promoted and then almost relegated again, like I did with Forest this past season. Luckily, they survived, though. What about with Fulham, though, Tim? Because you had some fantastic runs this season, some really good form, obviously finishing mid-table as well. I would imagine that the dream is always to play European football and to get to that level. Is that the target for you this season, and how close do you think you are to achieving that?
Yeah, I think you always have to set some lofty targets. I think you have to set goals. It's important to speak about those and put them out there. You may not reach them, you may not hit them, but for us, we're looking to go one better. I think we're very, very pleased with 10th place finish, but we also felt like leading into the March international window, we kind of either side there, we had a really poor run that kind of knocked us out of European contention, knocked us out of the 6, 7, 8 spots. So we'll set a short-term goal and a points goal and a points tally and see where that puts us. But we definitely we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but we also you want something there to try to achieve. And so we're gonna try to go better than 10th. But like I said, we've not really set any goals yet because we're only a week into preseason. We'll see where we are come the next couple of weeks and then set some targets.
Tim, last question and the most important. What are the keys to keeping such a nice beard? I need some tips.
If you want the truth, I don't do anything.
No way. No way.
Try it, Nico. Just let it grow out and see what happens.
So I actually said this to my kids. I need to shave. It's getting a little bit unruly. Probably have to shave it before we come out to the US on Thursday. So yeah, no special tips. Sorry.
Oh wow! I don't do anything, and it doesn't look good, man. At least he doesn't need to be on TV. I don't do anything on TV. It looks really bad.
Well, Tim, we appreciate you joining us. Best of luck this season in the Premier League, and enjoy coming back home to America. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you guys.